What's up YouTube? Today I'm going to show you why and how you can use clipping masks in your digital art to make your life a lot easier, and also just a general understanding of how they work. What you'll learn in today's video is also standard practice across many other apps such as Photoshop, Illustrator, Infinite Painter, just to name a few. So let's get straight into it. We've got this sphere here and you can see that I've got some highlights and shadows, so we're going to re-replicate them. So in my layers now you can see I have just one shape in there, and I would always call this the base shape. So you've got three options now if you wanted to add some shadows and highlights. The first one, which really you should never do, is create a new layer and then meticulously spend some time trying to just make your way as close to that edge as possible and waste a whole bunch of time just trying to get as close to that edge and not run outside the lines, which inevitably you're going to do. The other option is to use the alpha lock, which we're not going to explain in this video, but I'll leave a link to how alpha lock works in the description down below. And then the third option, of course, is clipping masks. So we'll go to our layers, and a clipping mask is a new layer that then looks to the layer underneath that it's clipped to as a guide for what to show and what to hide. So for example, if we were to go ahead and create a new layer and tap on it and then use the option here of clipping mask, this new layer now will end up with this little icon here, which lets us know that this layer is clipped to the base shape. So if I wanted to now add in some nice little shadows here, I can go ahead and freely just paint them in and not worry about the shape. I can just nicely round off my shadows, not worry about the shape in the slightest, because everything is contained within the shape of our base shape. Now, if you go to your layer, you will see that there is a little bit more excess, and if you tap on that layer and you turn off the clipping mask, you will see all the information and the color and strokes that you've added on that layer. But if we go back to the layer and tap on it and clip it, we get rid of all of that excess. We only show what is basically on top of our base shape. And then you can go ahead and add multiple layers that are clipped. So you can create another new layer, tap on that layer and clipping mask it, and then they will stack on top like you would normally expect. So you can grab your highlight tone, we can add a big highlight up here in the top left, and then we could add a nice little reverb highlight that runs around the back there, which then gives us our nice spherical look. Now, a little thing to note with layers and how they work when they're clipped, if I was to move the base shape on its own, the shadows and highlights that I've drawn there would not move alongside it. You can see there that they do not move alongside. What you would need to do is, if you want to move everything that's clipped to that layer and the base layer itself, you just go up to your layers and you swipe from left to right on all the ones that are clipped as well until all the layers are highlighted that you want to move, and then go to your cursor and you can move them around, you can scale them up and down, and there you go. You end up with your sphere and all your shadows and highlights moving at the same time. So here in another practical example, we have our scene already laid out and we want to add the same sort of highlights to this rock down here that we've added in the rest of the scene. Now, of course, we don't want to interfere with the water or the rocks. So what we would do is, if we were not thinking correctly, we would go ahead and just simply try and draw on this layer, and you will notice that if I want to get right to the edge, it will spill over into the rest of the design. But if we go ahead and go to our layers, we create a new layer above, again, our base shape. We tap on that layer and we clipping mask it. What we can now do is freely go ahead and add in our nice little rock texture on the top, and we don't have to worry about it running out into the rest of the design. It's all nicely contained up here, and it only goes to the edges of the base shape and no further. So that is another practical example of how we can use clipping masks in our design to keep things nice and contained. And these are the benefits of using digital art and utilizing the layers and tools that we have available to us. For example, if you were to make this for a client, for example, and they turned around and said that they wanted a different color sphere, but your highlights are just in black and white, that's great. I can simply drag and drop a different color into the sphere and it changes color accordingly. But of course, then if you want to change something specifically, such as your shadows, let's say you just wanted to make them a little bit less dark and a little bit lighter, you can just simply tap on the layer and lower the opacity down, and then when we go back, our shadows now have nicely been toned down. You have more freedom and more control over individual elements of your design. Likewise, if you wanted to make the highlight a little bit brighter, you could swipe that layer to the left and duplicate it, and it gets a little bit brighter. I have full control. If I wanted to go ahead and tap on this layer and we change the highlight to maybe a nice sort of peach color, I can do exactly that because I'm in control of all the layers and have the benefit of the clipping mask. So a couple of things to bear in mind in your own designs is try to separate certain elements in your designs that you want to maybe think about putting on separate layers. I, for example, will always do this sort of pattern. You have a base shape, you have a shadow layer, and a highlights layer. And potentially you would add a further highlights layer, so you'd create a new layer, clip that right to the top, where maybe you would go ahead and add in a reflective window that's in the back of the scene. That is another element that you can then add and keep on a separate layer, and then maybe you could add a blend mode, for example, and really change up how it looks on your sphere. But that's just an example. You want to separate your shadows and highlights if you're going to add different amounts of them, and you are in full control of what you can achieve with your final design. And the final benefit to having everything isolated on separate layers is if you want to erase something. So for example, we have that extra highlight now in the top left. If I want to go ahead and adjust this and start to erase from it using my eraser there, I can erase from here without affecting the layers underneath. If my layers were all combined onto one layer and I'd used, for example, an alpha lock, if I was to try to erase this, I would literally cut straight through the design and you'd be able to see the base background color underneath. So I hope that explained clipping masks nice and easily. If it did, please drop a like down below, helps me out a bunch. And I've got a whole how-to series on my channel if you want to go ahead and check that out. There may be some other things you haven't learned yet in Procreate. So with all that said, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in the next one.